Now, Florida is joining several other states in the fight against social media. This week, the governor signed a bill aimed to keep kids and teens off of certain platforms.
But critics and even the companies say they violate their freedom. Tonight, 10 Tampa Bay's Miguel Octavio has a deeper dive on the impact psychologists say it's having.
Lawmakers from both sides say it's about safety and mental health, but some teens say social media is vital for connection and self-expression. Now, experts we spoke with say it's about how we use the platforms too. Without proper use, they say this can have a negative impact that reaches beyond the screen. The post pictures and videos are infinite. From TikTok dances to Instagram filters and Snapchat stories, they can be all too overwhelming.
As a teenager, social media was a little challenging for me.
They were for Gray Zeiss of Tampa.
It made me compare myself.
A former varsity basketball player who took accelerated classes. You wouldn't know the pressures Gray faced as a teenager.
It made me also feel more anxious, and it definitely felt addictive. I had to take a step back for my mental health.
What was on screen could make what was off worse. Gray's mom, Carrie Zeiss.
Kids don't necessarily have the ability to separate those two things.
She's the president of Tampa Bay Thrives. The coalition helps to improve mental health among other causes.
You have to accept that it's here and then figure out ways to self-manage.
Experts say social media can contribute to feelings of loneliness and isolation. One study from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services found of teens ages 12 to 15, 3 hours every day on social media led to double the risk of facing poor mental health outcomes like anxiety and depression. Psychologist Dr. Stacy Schechner echoes the concerns.
This is her climbing a tree. This is the first time on her scooter.
She watches how her 8-year-old navigates the digital world, and she says she's already seeing negative effects on her patients. And she fears they'll get worse without proper intervention.
I think they all go to school and say how many people liked you, how many people liked your picture, what did you do today? You always have to be on. A lot of patients who come to me are very, very anxious because they didn't post enough or they didn't do enough on the weekend.
She says the solution begins face-to-face with kids.
I would talk to them about how do you feel after going outside or being with friends, and then how do you feel when you're on all day TikTok or this or that. They'll tell you. We have to make them aware.
A small trial in some college students found limiting social media to 30 minutes every day for 3 weeks led to significant improvements in depression severity.
It is very important that we're both engaging in conversations that are supportive and positive.
Setting time limits, curating your feed, or logging off for some time could help too. They did for Gray.
So I just decided to take a break, and when I told myself when I'm ready to come back, I will.
For the now first-year college students, social media does help with connection, but hitting pause sometimes is necessary.
You just see one photo, you don't know what could be happening off screen, and that goes for a lot of things. Social media is definitely it's not truth, and knowing that social media is not truth is really important, especially for the younger generation.
The presence of social media prompted some states to file suit, alleging it's making the youth mental health crisis worse. Florida aims to restrict it for some teens.
We have to do something.
This is a well-intentioned bill, but we cannot teach people how to be parents.
Some parents struggle to navigate with what to do.
My kids' safety and their mental health is very important.
A struggle, but one expert say is worthy of your attention.
It's not going away. It's an embedded part of our life, so learning good habits and being a well-informed consumer of social media is very important.
Some companies have filed lawsuits back at other states. Recently, a group representing social media companies, including Meta, TikTok, and X, called Florida's bill a violation of the First Amendment. In studio, Miguel Octavio, 10 Tampa Bay.